Hi everyone, today I will be reviewing and testing and giving my first impressions on the new Too Faced Born This Way Illuminating Concealer. So if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to subscribe down below. It would mean so much to me, and let's get into the video. So I'm gonna link everything down below, what I'm wearing on my face, on my lips, and so on. All I have is sunscreen and foundation. So a little bit about this concealer. Packaging looks so pretty. It has pink writing with gold, this beautiful gold band that says Too Faced on it. This comes into 18 shades. And on the Sephora Canada website, this retails for $34. And on the US website, it retails for $26. A little bit about this concealer. Let's see. It's vegan, has a natural finish, long wearing, hydrating. It contains hyaluronic acid and it's waterproof. I love when I hear a concealer being waterproof. It's a buttery serum light buildable concealer that effortlessly glides on the skin to camouflage and cover imperfections for up to 24 hours. I love that the coverage is medium, so it's a little bit higher than light, has a natural finish, that's wonderful. And I love the ingredients. It has coconut water, which aids in delicately replenishing your skin's moisture levels. It has the alpine rose, which helps empower your skin's health and resilience, and the hyaluronic acid, which gives a smoother, more youthful appearance. Let's get started and let me do some swatches for you. So first, let's swatch this guy. Here is the doe food applicator. It is quite thin. It mimics a little finger right there. It's kind of like gives me a ballerina shoes. It looks like a ballerina shoe right there. And let's do some swatching here. So I'm gonna swatch this here first, and then we're gonna do comparison. So I picked mine up, I don't think I mentioned this yet, in Vanilla Wafer. This is also made in Italy and it's 5 milliliters. So there is the swatch. So you can see that it does have a lot of coverage, for me anyways. And it has that luminosity and glowiness to it. This is what it looks like on the hand. Now I am going to remove this and compare it to some other of my concealers that I have. Okay, so here I have all the creamy concealers swatched on my hand. Here we have the NARS in the shade Light 1, which is this one right here. Then we have the Kosas in the shade 02. This beautiful concealer. Then on this side we have the Dior in the shade 1N. Here we have the LYS in the shade LN6. Right here in the middle we have the Huda Beauty in the shade Maringe 2.1. This one right here is the Lancome in the shade 250. Then on this side right here, the top row, we have the NYX Bear With Me Concealer in the shade Light. In the middle right here, the top row, we have the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Concealer. And this is in the shade Cloud. And the last one is the brand new concealer we're reviewing today. It's the Too Faced Born This Way Illuminating Concealer. So I wanted to show you in case you're wondering what shades to pick up. So hopefully that was helpful. In case you have the other concealers. Now all of these concealers work very good for me under the eye area. Some have more of the pink undertones to cover those blue veins. Some have more of those lighter shades to cause that brightness underneath the eye, and some are more similar to my skin tone for covering any imperfections. So yeah, they are all beautiful. So this is what they look swatched. Hopefully this is helpful, but I wanted to show you the two concealers now. Now I'm going to show you both Too Faced concealers. The Born This Way Multi-Use Concealer. This is a big one. This conceals, contours, highlights. This is in the shade Cloud, and it's a very nice hydrating concealer. And here is the new Too Faced Illuminating Concealer right beside it in the shade Vanilla Wafer or Wafer. So this is the new concealer by Too Faced, the illuminating one, and this is the Born This Way Too Faced concealer in the shade Cloud. So to kind of give you an idea on how they look, how they cover, the shades. This is so hard to do in the viewfinder. You can see that the first one, Born This Way concealer, is a little bit more high coverage than the new illuminating one. So this is what they look like. Okay, so let's go ahead and apply it now. Let's go ahead. So I'm gonna zoom you in. So I'm gonna use this in the inner corner, outer corner, and I'm gonna use it all over the eyelid as well. And then we're gonna apply it this time on the top of the nose, the forehead, and the chin. So the doe foot applicator is quite tiny, so you saw that I have to dip in 2 times. And I'm gonna use a sponge. I like to use a sponge with my concealer, but we can use a sponge, and on the other side we can use a concealer brush. So I'm gonna use this side with a sponge. So you can see how beautiful it just blends into the skin and provides that luminosity and hydration. This really reminds me the most probably of the Kosas, the NARS, the LYS, and the NYX from the drugstore. So you saw how beautiful it blended. Wow. This looks pretty. I'm gonna use the sponge for the nose and the forehead, and then the other side we're gonna try apply it with a brush and see how that applies as well. Now, if you prefer more coverage, I don't know if this provides enough coverage for me. Let me put it that way. I don't need any more coverage than this because I don't like to have creasing. I have dry skin and I have mature skin, so I prefer not to have too much coverage. So both ways it applied beautifully. I don't see a difference. I see the same amount of coverage on both sides with the sponge and with the brush. I am loving it. Wow, this is beautiful. Let's do this. For the sake of the video, I am going to put powder underneath this eye only, and I'm going to powder the eyelid so I can apply some eyeshadow. And I'm gonna use the one that I know. It's the Pat McGrath Under Eye Fetish powder, and then we'll see by the end of the video which eye does better, the one with the powder or the one without, in regards to creasing. Now, I am sure that it's going to be creasing by the end of the day, but I'm looking for a concealer that doesn't crease right after application, and you can see that it doesn't. So let me zoom you in so you guys can see a little bit better. So here is the side with the powder. You can see that it has not settled into any fine lines, and it looks beautiful. You can see that the shininess has gone away after applying the powder. However, it's non-drying and it's still hydrating looking. And this is the side without the powder, and you can see that it has not settled into any fine lines. It looks beautiful. Wow, I'm loving it. Okay, so I'm gonna apply powder on this eyelid as well now so that I can apply some eyeshadow. And I'm going to hop off camera, finish the rest of my face, and finish my eyes, and I will be right back and show you how this looks in natural light, and then I'll give you my final thoughts. So enjoy this intermission and I'll be right back. So this is what the concealer looks like in natural daylight. I think it looks pretty. It looks very hydrating, and it's just a beautiful lightweight medium coverage concealer with a very natural finish. It's just so beautiful. You can see, I don't know, I'm just loving it so much. So yeah, this is kind of to give you an idea how it looks in outdoor lighting. So I took out my phone, and this is with my phone close up so you guys can see. I am still underneath the studio lights, and I wanted to see a little bit more up close than what you see with the camera. I hope this is helpful. Okay, so final thoughts on this product. As you saw outside in natural daylight, it looks beautiful as it looks underneath the studio lights. I'm gonna zoom you in so I can show you guys up close how the skin looks and the underneath the eye area looks. So let me zoom you in. So we are as close as we can get, and this is the area with the powder underneath, and this is the area without. The only difference that I see is that the area with the powder, there is a little bit of stuff settled in there, a little bit, which you can push it in. The area without the powder is not as much settled in there, as you can see. So it's a regular creasing concealer. You cannot take that out of the concealer. It's non-visible. It's like you have to move your skin, you have to get up close to see that you do have lines on the face, and product will settle in there whether you like it or not. There is no such thing as non-settling. Now what I'm looking for is I want the area to look youthful and not make my skin look older than it already is, and this concealer does that. You can see that the powder one has eliminated a little bit of shininess and glowiness, which is totally fine. You can still see the glowiness of the skin shine through, but it's a little bit diminished compared to this side where there's no powder. On the eyes, it looks very good. The concealer has not creased. It's just a regular concealer on top of the eyelids for the eyeshadow to sit on, and there's no issues there. Now I don't see any issues underneath the eye as well. It seems very lightweight. It feels lightweight on the skin. It doesn't feel heavy. It doesn't feel like it's going to crease into your lines. It feels beautiful underneath the eye area. So I can tell you that I'm actually loving this concealer. I have no concerns at all. I keep looking and I'm opening my eyes to see, but there's absolutely no creasing. You don't see any creasing this way. If I were to go like this, you see just a tiny bit, but that's absolutely nothing. You have to use your fingers and drag your face down in order to see that. So I love that. It has not settled into any of these lines here at all. It has not settled on the forehead, the nose. It did provide more coverage than the foundation that I'm wearing. Like it says, it's a medium coverage, very hydrating with a very natural finish. And I do think that the description is quite accurate. So I'm going to leave everything I'm wearing on my face in the description down below. And I really hope you guys enjoy it. I would love to hear your thoughts. What do you guys think on how this concealer looks? Would you pick it up? Are you interested in it? What are your preferences when you pick up a concealer? My preferences are very realistic. I have dry skin, mature skin, and I'm looking into a concealer that provides a light to medium coverage. It makes my skin look my age or youthful, not older than I look, and also a concealer that is hydrating but also not too glowy where it shows your imperfection. And I think that this concealer actually covers all of my favorite points that I'm looking into a concealer. So I hope that this was helpful. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. What do you guys think? I'm going to leave a pinned comment on this video to let you know how this concealer wore throughout the day, or how it wore by the end of the day. I'm not going to do a full wear test. I really hope you enjoyed watching how it looks in natural light as well. If this video was helpful, please don't forget to subscribe down below, give it a like. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. I wish you all a wonderful day. Always remember to be yourself, and I cannot wait to see you in my next one. Love you guys. Bye.